How to fix Resident Evil Village mouse disappears and resolution error. Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today, we're diving deep into a frustrating technical quandary plaguing some Resident Evil Village players: the dreaded disappearing mouse cursor and persistent resolution errors. These issues can render the game unplayable, preventing interaction with crucial menu elements like the Start Game button, and presenting a distorted, unaligned display experience. This comprehensive guide will equip you with a robust arsenal of professional troubleshooting steps, meticulously designed to diagnose and rectify these specific graphical and input anomalies, ensuring you can return to the terrifying world of Ethan Winters with a seamless, high-fidelity experience. We'll explore solutions ranging from game-specific launch parameters to system-level optimizations and driver management, addressing potential root causes like configuration conflicts, corrupted game files, and incompatible display settings. 1. Utilize Steam launch options for forced resolution. The most frequently successful solution involves setting specific launch parameters via Steam. Navigate to your Steam library, right-click on Resident Evil Village, select Properties, and under the General tab, locate the Launch Options field. Input Fullscreen W1920H 1080 to force fullscreen mode at a common 1080p resolution, which often resolves initial display scaling and mouse visibility issues by overriding problematic default configurations. 2. Employ alternative Steam launch parameters. If the primary launch options do not yield the desired results, an alternative syntax can sometimes prove more effective. In the same Steam launch options field, try using screen width 1920 screen height 1080 instead. This variation commands the game to initialize with the specified resolution and aspect ratio, potentially bypassing internal rendering conflicts that cause cursor displacement and incorrect scaling. 3. Verify game file integrity via Steam. Corrupted or missing game files are a frequent cause of unexpected graphical glitches and input problems. Right-click Resident Evil Village in your Steam library, go to Properties, then Installed Files, and click Verify Integrity of Game Files. This process checks your local game files against the server's version, repairing any discrepancies and ensuring all necessary assets are intact. 4. Repeated verification of game files. In some complex cases, a single file integrity verification may not suffice to detect or correct all issues, especially after initial repairs. It is highly recommended to perform the Verify Integrity of Game Files procedure multiple times, perhaps 2 or 3 consecutive runs, until no further issues are reported. This ensures a thorough scan and repair of any lingering file corruptions that could contribute to display and mouse anomalies. 5. Access in-game display settings if possible. If any of the initial fixes allow you partial control or access to the game's menu, prioritize navigating to the graphics or display settings. Ensure the game's resolution is set to match your monitor's native resolution, and confirm that full screen or borderless windowed mode is correctly selected. Mismatched settings here are a direct cause of display misalignments and cursor issues. 6. Toggle fullscreen mode with Alt+Enter or F11. When encountering a distorted display, attempting to toggle fullscreen mode can sometimes reset the display output. Upon launching the game, immediately press Alt+Enter or F11, if applicable, to switch between windowed and fullscreen modes. This action might temporarily stabilize the display, potentially revealing your mouse cursor or allowing access to in-game settings. 7. Update graphics drivers to the latest version. Outdated or corrupted graphics drivers are a primary culprit for graphical anomalies and performance issues. Visit the official website of your GPU manufacturer, NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel, and download the latest stable drivers for your specific graphics card model. A fresh driver installation can resolve numerous display-related bugs and improve game compatibility. 8. Perform a clean reinstallation of graphics drivers. A standard driver update may not fully remove residual files from previous installations that could be causing conflicts. Utilize a utility like Display Driver Uninstaller, in safe mode to completely remove existing drivers, then perform a clean installation of the latest drivers. This ensures no conflicting driver components remain, providing a pristine environment for your GPU. 9. Disable Fullscreen Optimizations for the game Executable. Windows' Fullscreen Optimizations feature, while intended to improve performance, can sometimes interfere with game rendering and input. Locate the Resident Evil Village Executable Re8.exe, right-click it, go to Properties, then Compatibility, and check the Disable Fullscreen Optimizations box. This forces the game to render in a traditional exclusive full-screen mode, often resolving cursor and resolution conflicts. 10. Run the game as administrator. Insufficient administrative privileges can sometimes restrict a game's access to necessary system resources, leading to unexpected behavior. Right-click the Resident Evil Village executable and select Run as Administrator. This ensures the game has the elevated permissions required to correctly manage display settings and input, potentially preventing the mouse from disappearing. 11. Adjust Windows display scaling settings. Incorrect Windows display scaling can inadvertently affect how games render, particularly in windowed or borderless modes. Navigate to Windows Settings, then System, then Display, and under Scale and Layout, ensure your scaling percentage, e.g., 100%, 125%, is set appropriately for your monitor's resolution. Discrepancies here can lead to perceived resolution errors and misaligned UI elements. 12. Check for conflicting overlay applications. Third-party overlay applications, such as Steam Overlay, Discord Overlay, NVIDIA GeForce Experience Overlay, or AMD Radeon Software Overlay, can sometimes conflict with game rendering and input. Temporarily disable all such overlays from their respective application settings. Test the game to see if disabling these resolves the mouse disappearance or resolution issues. 13. Update DirectX runtime components. Resident Evil Village relies on specific DirectX versions for rendering. Ensure your DirectX runtime components are up to date by running the DirectX End-User Runtime Web Installer or checking for Windows updates. An outdated or corrupted DirectX installation can lead to various graphical errors, including incorrect resolution handling and display artifacts. 14. Configure VSync settings in Graphics Control Panel. Vertical synchronization, VSync, helps prevent screen tearing, but can sometimes introduce input lag or display issues if misconfigured. Experiment with VSync settings within your graphics card's control panel, NVIDIA control panel, or AMD Radeon software, either forcing it on, off, or allowing application control. Conflicting VSync settings can contribute to display instability. 15. Delete game configuration files, manual reset. Corrupted game configuration files can cause persistent issues that even file verification cannot fix. Locate the Resident Evil Village configuration folder, often in Documents /mygames/Resident Evil Village or similar. Backup this folder, then delete its contents. The game will generate fresh configuration files on next launch, resetting all display settings to default. 16. Disable Enhanced Pointer Precision in Windows. Windows Enhanced Pointer Precision, mouse acceleration, can sometimes cause erratic cursor behavior in games, even leading to disappearing cursors or misalignment with interactive elements. Go to Windows Settings, then Devices, then Mouse, then Additional Mouse Options, then select the Pointer Options tab and uncheck Enhance Pointer Precision. 17. Try a different mouse or input device. While less common for these specific symptoms, A faulty mouse or conflicting mouse drivers could theoretically contribute to input issues. If available, try connecting a different USB mouse to your system and testing the game. This simple diagnostic step helps rule out hardware-specific issues as the root cause. 18. Check for game patches or updates. Developers frequently release patches to address known bugs, performance issues, and compatibility problems. Ensure your Resident Evil Village installation is fully updated through Steam. Check the game's official news or Steam update history for any recent patches that specifically mention display or input fixes. 19. Perform a clean reinstallation of Resident Evil Village. As a last resort, if all other troubleshooting steps have failed, a complete reinstallation of the game may be necessary. Uninstall Resident Evil Village via Steam, then manually delete any remaining game folders in your Steam installation directory and My Games folder. Reinstall the game from scratch, ensuring a clean and complete installation. 20. Monitor and keyboard unplug/replug cycle. A rare but sometimes effective solution for persistent display and input glitches is a hardware reset. With your PC powered off, unplug your monitor and keyboard from the system. Wait for about 30 seconds, then reconnect them firmly. This can sometimes clear residual electrical charges or faulty connections that might affect display detection and input. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more in-depth technical guides and solutions.